gonna make it!
Do a flip!
Bad as you want to breathe. If you really, really want it like you say you want it, you can have it. Don't believe the hype. Don't feed into it. If you work hard, you can't have it. It ain't nothing you can't have if you're willing to work for it. It ain't nothing you can't have if you're willing to persevere, if you're willing to stick in there, if you're willing to stay, if you're willing to fight. It ain't nothing you can't have. Listen to me, if you work for it, if you're willing to put in that sweat, that blood, and those tears, baby, I'm telling you, you can have what you want, be what you want, do what you want. Are you hearing me? It's yours. I'm coming, I'm telling you, it's yours. It's yours. You can have it. It's yours. You can do it. It's yours. You can be it. It's yours. If you're going to be successful in life, you got to understand that there's a sense of urgency, that there are only 86,400 seconds in a day. And you got to not only operate in them, you got to do it quick. You got to do it fast. You got to do it in a hurry. Why? Because there's somebody else who's on the same track you on. Somebody else who, listen to me, they're on the same path that you on. Listen to me, it's somebody else just like you trying to do it. And sometimes they're working just as hard as you're working. They're putting in just as much sweat, just as much tears, just as much blood. But you just got to do it what? You got to do it faster than they do it. You got to do it quicker than they do it. Are you listening to what I'm telling you? That's why I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because if you're getting up at 6, you might be smarter than me. You hear me? You might. You might have more privilege than me. You might. You might have more resources than me. You might. But I'm going to get up earlier than you, and I'm going to do it quicker than you do it. I'm going to do it faster than you do it. So by the time you get up with all your resources, by the time you get up with all your privilege, by the time you get up with all your stuff, I've already finished the race. Are you hearing me? Every play is the drill. Every play is the 2-minute drill. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? Pick up the pace. You walking too slow. Pick up the pace. You moving too slow. Pick up the pace. If you want to finish, sometimes you can't just finish. You got to finish fast. This ain't for the weak and the uncommitted. Are you hearing me? Success is not for the weak and the uncommitted. This is physical. Sometimes it's going to hurt. Sometimes it's going to be painful. Sometimes, listen to me, sometimes you're not going to be able to walk. Are you hearing me? But this is a physical sport. And if you want it, you got to go get it. You got to play hard for it. Are you hearing what I'm telling you? It's not for the weak and the uncommitted. Execution is worship. You got to get to a place that when you start it, you get through the middle of it, and you finish it. Are you hearing me? And not just finish, you finish strong. Listen to me very closely. Most of you, the reason why you'll never be successful is because you procrastinate. You procrastinate. You never finish stuff. You start and you never finish. Yup, it's hard. Yup, it's difficult. Yup, why? Because the process is weeding out the weak. It's weeding out the weak. And so sometimes you got to play hard. You got to play physical. You got to play tough, because the game itself is tough. The game itself is hard. I know you got what it takes not to quit, not to give up, not to give in. Don't give up. Don't give in. You hang in there. You hang in there, because if you quit right now, you ain't going to never see it. You ain't going to never get it. If you hold on, everything you dreamed of, everything you envisioned, everything you worked for, it's coming. But you can't quit or give up before you get it.
Let's go, dogs! the ball.
Fall to the wayside. No shows. Energy to wave the white flag, but not to fight. Timberlake, Clarkston, West Valley. All cowardly, rescind. 3 Davids walk away. Replaced by 3 Goliaths. Lewiston, U-High, and Mount Spokane. The Sandpoint Bulldogs did what select few teams before them ever had. Beat Lewiston. Featuring a power running game and several big plays along with the strongest defensive effort of the season, the Bulldogs earned a decisive 35-19 win over the 5A Bengals. Only a handful of Sandpoint teams have ever won in Lewiston in the history of the rivalry, and the Bulldogs left little doubt who the better team was.
He's going to pass, he's hit, and it's going to be dropped into the backfield all the way back in the original line of back to pass, heavy rush. It's going to be a screen that goes nowhere. Hit and dropped by Carlos Solano right at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle as well as Tyler Harris. Let's set up a 3rd down at 15. Great play by Harris and Solano. Heiser's going to roll to his right. He's got time. He throws this complete at the 40-yard line. Bulldog first down up to the 45. It's Jake Timothy. Junior Jake Timothy is wearing 83 tonight with a nice pass and catch from Neil Outlander. Play action pass, throwing to his left, and it is broken up at the last second. Nice play by the Bulldog defender. The ball incomplete. Boy, that was almost intercepted in beautiful position that time. Colton Engel coming in on the play. This time has high formation behind him on 2nd down, and then he's going to hand it to the second guy, and he's going to be wrapped up and blocked. Brostein, and when he hits you, he hits you. He doesn't just tackle you. Snaps to him, he drops back, he throws this tip at the line and incomplete. Great job by the Bulldog defense. Sundquist, snap is going to be roofed right up the gut again. He's going to have another 1st down. He rumbles for 13 yards. You know, he just doesn't go down on first contact. His left, he turns, he throws, he's got a man complete right at midfield and close to a Bulldog 1st down. He is 14. They got about 13. That was completed to Matthew Timothy. A nice pass and catch for the Bulldogs. Quarterback rolling to his right. There's flags down. They set up a screen. Bulldogs are going to stop it out for a a loss of several yards. We have to wait to see what the flags are all about. Screen pass off to the left side that just never materialized.
Boy, that's great defense, but I have money
To roll to his left. He's looking. He throws, but he has a man open and fast. He's going to the 30. He's down to the 20. The tackle at the 16-yard line. Huge game for the Bulldogs on a great catch and run by Vamsky Finley after a tremendous throw from Nate Lautenheiser, who was hit as he delivered the ball. Big gain. Bulldogs. Lautenheiser barking out the signal. He gets to Roop up the gun. He's got the first down, and Morris, he is still moving. And waiting for a signal. It's a touchdown. He did 2 yards. Curtis Roop just went with the scrum and just kept those legs turning. Picks up 9. And the Bulldogs pick up great individual effort from the Curtis Roop and the Bulldog offensive line. Just dominating the Bengals defensive line that time and just pushing them into the end zone. So that is our football at its best.
And the offense has really, it's had the one big play, but unable to sustain. And, that's too bad because their defense right now is really, really getting it done. Hopefully they can hold them off.
And Reuben Perry in the backfield, one receiver to his left. Bulldogs set to go. He's going to drop back to pass on first down. He's looking. He is throwing. Bruce out of the backfield across midfield. Breaks the tackle at the 40 to the 30, 25, 20. Thrown out of bounds at the 17-yard line. They begin the second half for the Sandpoint Bulldogs. Curtis Roop coming out of the backfield from his fullback position, taking the swing pass at about midfield. Did a nice job of breaking a tackle at the 40. Gets it all the way down. They mark it at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 Bulldogs, and they are in business right out of the chute here in the third quarter.
Well, it's pretty nice. You can roll your fullback out of the backfield and hit him at full stride. He can take quite a distance.
He is in for the Bulldogs on the first drive of the third quarter. Answering the big question of whether the offense can come out and compete. They take it down all the way for the touchdown. The Bulldogs take the lead 13-7. Very impressive drive, Chris.
Yeah, it is. And the last two receptions for the Bulldogs have gone for 50 and 47 yards. So that's pretty good. And boy, it's pretty nice. You can roll your fullback out of the.
Could be a pitch out to Roop. Roop off to the right side. Roop still rolling. He gains about 8, maybe 9. Roop having a heck of a ball.
Wow, right up the middle again. And that offensive line is starting to really impose its will on those runs up the middle. And with the defense so concerned.
Here's the pitch to Perry on the near side, trying to turn the corner, and he does. Picks up the Bulldogs first down and is run out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. They did it 9. He picks up 14, 15 yards. Rolling to his right is Lautenheiser. He's hit as he throws, and it's complete at the 10, breaking the tackle down to about the 5-yard line on the Bulldogs. Nice pass and catch for Sandpoint as they're going to have a first and goal. Lautenheiser's going to give it to Perry off the right side. Does he have enough to get in? Yes, he does. 3-yard run for the touchdown. And Sandpoint widening their lead into 20-7 Bulldogs. Well, in this summer, Chris, we spent a lot of time with Coach Peloti. He's talking about conditioning. He's talking about a lot of the players playing just going one way. And his goal was to get that offensive line dominating in second halves of games by just wearing people out. It certainly looked like it on that drive.
Yeah, they
looking, and it's blocked at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. So the Bulldog defense comes up with yet another big third down.
Carlos Collado, tall, rangy, tough to throw over the top of.
Extremely coordinated for his size, got great quickness. And here comes the Bengal kick. It's going to be semi-deep. Bulldogs and Tyler Harris will take it at the 10. Looking for a block in the middle of the scrum. Trying to break through, and he does to the left side. Breaks the tackle at the 40, 25 across the 50, down to the 40, and finally it's going out of bounds at the 31. Great job by Tyler Harris who took the kick. He kind of waited for his blocking to set up, which you don't often see in a high school kid to have patience like that, but as the blocking got set up, he went right through the scrum, then cut to the left side and sped down the sidelines. Looked like he was going to break it, but as it is, it's a huge return. The Bulldogs right back in business, 1st and 10 at the Lewiston 31-yard line.
Just 59 yards on the kickoff return for the Bulldogs. They're set up on 4.
Ryder's going to roll to his right. He pitches out to Crooks, trying to get around the corner, and he does. He's down the sidelines and close to it. And you can say he stepped out of bounds the 3-yard line. The ball carrier is Tyler Presser, who came into the game. And what a run by Presser to pick up the 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
24-yard scamper.
Boy, he did scamper, showing some great legs for a fullback, and boy, just about got over the pylon with the line. Heiser taking it over center, pitching it to Perry. Perry to the left side, turns the corner in the end zone for the Bulldog touchdown. Tyler Perry with a huge hole on the left side, runs right through it and falls into the end zone. The Bulldogs, what a great kick return setting that up and then touching it through. Let's give them nothing to cheer about. 28-19 Bulldogs. It's a 9-point lead. Richardson back to pass. He's under some pressure and he's going down. All the way back to the 30-yard line. The Bulldogs fought the pressure and the blitz and come up with the big play.
Yeah, another 12-yard loss.
So it's your basic 4th and 49.
Thrown it 36 times tonight.
Wow. They are down to the 27-yard line. High snap, big rush, big loss. Richardson has to take a high snap and in on the rush with Quinn Pearlstein, Sam Johnson, and others as they are all over the sophomore quarterback as he is
What a hit by the Bulldog defense.
absolutely sensational plays by the Bulldog defense. They just made every call correctly during that stand. 32-yard field goal attempt. The snap is down. The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked right down the middle. Bulldogs have picked it up, and on the return are going to take it down inside the 30, 25, 20, going all the way. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Last run is over. Tyler Harris with the block. Blaster picks it up and returns it for the touchdown. Tyler Harris took the block. Mike Blaster picks it up and just outruns everybody into the end zone. And boy, that's what makes the trip to Lewiston worthwhile. Bulldogs 34-19, 1:12 to play in the game. I was glad they were going for the finish.
Fight, boys, and my victory! You
got a great kickoff return, a block kick. How about kickoff coverage?
Yeah!
And extra points this time, how many blocks?
Us not.
Punch, everything. What an improvement. What an improvement. Now,
You guys understand what you just did?
Yes, sir.
You understand the significance of what you just did?
Yes, sir.
You feel it in here?
Yes, sir.
okay. Quinn, get everybody up
There we go, boys. Let's go.
something. Sandpoint Lewiston's been going on for over 100 years. That means we've been coming down here probably close to 50 times. And we're probably 4 wins and 46 losses. And you're one of the 4. We talk about leaving your legacy. This is 1 notch on your belt. And how about the wedge?
Carlos is swat.
2 of them.
He cost his forced fumble.
Carlos with like the pole so I could get the block. I was on Carlos, coach. I just put my hands up.
How big were special teams tonight?
The whole defense, like as a unit, like we gave up a lot of points the first 2 games. And in this game, we were just lights out.
It was only fitting that the Sandpoint defense stuffed Mount Spokane on 4th and goal from the 2-yard line in the final minute, with the game hanging in the balance. The Sandpoint Bulldogs defense held a higher scoring, greater Spokane League offense in check, leading to a hard-hitting 21-14 win on Friday night in non-league football action at Joe Albee Stadium. Mount Spokane came into the game having scored 74 points in the first 2 games, with much of the damage coming by way of a vaunted running game. The Bulldogs would have none of it, holding the Wildcats scoreless for the first 3 quarters and allowing just 117 yards on 35 carries. The Bulldogs defense came up with big stop after big stop on 4th down, none more important than the second-to-last play of the game, with Mount Spokane looking to tie the game on the goal line in the final seconds.
Whips it down to about the 3-yard line where it's taken by the return man. He's up to the 20, spins, breaks 1 tackle, but won't break the next 3 as they will mark him down at about the 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for Mount Spokane.
When the Bulldogs were trying to get down and cover the kick, which they did an unbelievably great job of.
Up to the right side, he is caught from behind and taken down for a loss. Brett Hutchins being on the tackle and a pair of other Bulldogs. We are a mile away in this beautiful up here in the broadcast.
Carlos Collado really blew that play up from his inside position, blew right into the backfield and caused the running back.
Carlos Collado comes in on the tackle, and but Carlos is a big kid and surprisingly quick, obviously strong. If he just pushed his blocker out of the way, made a nice move to get the running back right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Collado was right there, and I think if you're a little wide receiver running that cross action, Collado's the last guy you want to see standing in the back.
Marking out the signals. Now he has the football. He's looking left. He throws over the middle. It's knocked down and incomplete at the line of scrimmage. And coming in to knock that down was Jeffrey Capon, and doing a fine job. And we almost came up with an interception.
Yeah, bounced off one of the other Bulldogs.
Michael Plaster almost had his second pick.
Oh, he would have been gone.
It's a handoff to the right side. It's number 42, and he's got nowhere to go as Tyler Harris.
What a play.
Comes in to make the tackle on Mike Shuck. And it gets him right about the line of scrimmage. Probably lost a couple.
Yeah, they're going to give him a lot.
And no, it's nothing doing as Tyler Harris in on another tackle from behind. A player for Mount Spokane wants the horse collar, but I think he had him by the jersey. It's going to be 4th and 15. Motion, that was Hyatt. They hand it off to Hyatt, and he is just wrapped up for about a 5-yard loss as 3 Bulldogs, led by Tyler Harris, come in on the tackle, and Harris was helped out by Jackson Durden. Back pass, setting up the screen, gets it out to Tyler Harris, who breaks the tackle to 50, 40, 35, 30, to the 20, 15-yard line, and knocked out of bounds and down at about the 4-yard line. Tyler Harris on the screen pass from Nate Lausenheiser. Big game for the Bulldogs, and they are in business. He's going to roll to his right. He hands it off to Timothy, who gets to the outside. He's at the 5, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldog for Jake Timothy. Took the ball from Nate Lausenheiser, a play that they hadn't shown Mount Spokane yet. He cut to the outside, and into the end zone, and at 1:44 to play in the opening quarter, the Bulldogs lead it 6-0.
Yeah, that was a beautifully designed play, and in fact, a great block in there for the Bulldogs by one of the running backs. That was Tyler Presser, who just held off one of the rushing Mount Spokane Wildcats long enough for Timothy to get by. And once he got by that, there was nothing but wide open space in the corner of the end zone.
25 and return only to about the 31-yard line. And in with the big lick is the Logan Magro, and he just nailed the return man, who's going to wish that he wasn't the return man. He and Devin LaCroix did what looked to be like a WWE maneuver where they both came in at the same time. There's Gilliam drops it in the background, and now he's going to be dropped for a big loss all the way back to the 32-yard line. That's good Bulldogs.
We sure have. And right now, the Bulldogs have given up 45 yards through the air and just 26 on the ground in that first quarter, especially when you say first run was 17. That's some pretty good defense for the Bulldogs.
Well, especially considering that the Wildcats had 3 runners with over 100 yards rushing just a week ago against a quality opponent. So Bulldogs playing well so far. 10:45 to play.
Yeah, that time he came off the downfield route, threw a really nice out to Timothy. He got his feet down and got the Bulldogs with a very manageable second and 2.
The drop back to pass. William looking. He's looking deep, and he's going to go down and he throws the ball away again, and it's going to be another intentional grounding. He's still in the box and in there being wrapped up by a Bulldog, Paul Sundquist.
Sundquist is like, you're not getting me for roughing the passer, are you?
Paul Sundquist is a funny guy, and this is great. Back to pass. He's looking over the middle, and it's picked off at the 20-yard line by the Bulldogs, Tyler Harris. He's up to the 30. He's looking for a block. He's at the 35, but on nearly the 40-yard line. Tyler Harris, the middle linebacker, just containing his ground in the middle, jumped up and picked off the pass, and the Bulldogs have once again held and gotten the ball back after 4th down.
Yeah, and Harris was wide open on that play, too, because there wasn't a blue shirt within 15 yards.
Kaiser wants to pass on 1st down, and he's going to go deep, and he is going to be almost picked off, but then it's caught, taken by Wyatt McCormick, and into the end zone. It looked like a Mount Spokane player had the pick. It popped out of his hands. McCormick was right there. Johnny on the spot, caught the ball at the 15, takes it into the end zone. Bulldogs lead it 13-0. Throws off the left side. It is caught at midfield and then dropped. Is that a fumble or is it an incomplete pass? And they are saying it is a fumble. The Bulldogs have recovered at midfield. Great defensive play as the pass at the 50. Bulldog defender spun the receiver around, dropped the football, and a Bulldog jumped on it. Tried to make the call right away, but the quarterback going to hand it off to Roop again. Right side, he breaks the tackles across the 35, 30, 25 down to the 22-yard line. Another great gain and will be a Bulldog 1st down.
Wow, 30 yards from Roop on the last 2 carries. This is a time when the Bulldog offensive line is really, that last part of that first half and the middle part of the 4th quarter where they've really dominated.
To be fair, he left side. He's keeping his feet moving at the 20. He's still turning down to the 4-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal Bulldogs. Kyle Perry on a great run. That's just individual effort as he was hit at the line of scrimmage, but you can see it from here. Just kept those knees turning and just would not go down. And it'll be 1st and goal Bulldogs. They mark him at the 5-yard. The throw out of the backfield. It is caught, and it's going to be close to a touchdown. It is. In with the touchdown is Curtis Roop out of the backfield, and the Bulldogs go up 20-0.
Yeah, nice play by Roop after he caught it. Hit it 3, but really sort of lunged and got that ball over the plane, and the Bulldogs. And Bob, I'm impressed by the Bulldog team that we've seen in this game so far.
Absolutely.
Especially the defense, which has made what can only be termed as a miracle turnaround in after the first 6 quarters of play.
Well, when you consider, Mount Spokane, the big school in the biggest division here in the CSL in Spokane. I mean, Ferris plays here, and FBB and Shadle Park. They have a great league here, and a very strong team. Last week had a picture joining us late. 3 individual runners all had over 100 yards rushing, and they're not even close to that.
No, they've got 52 yards of rushing so far. Able to hold on to this lead, and especially if they're able to win it in the kind of fashion that they've displayed in the first half. That would really send a message to some teams and some pundits across the landscape about what kind of team this Bulldog squad is turning into. Because you think a couple of weeks ago, tough game against Post Falls, Trojans up and down the field. Mount Spokane put up 50-some points. And, last week the Bulldogs did an excellent job on Lewiston, and so far in stoning Mount Spokane to this point in the ball game. And the way they've been able to, force turnovers. They've got a couple of fumbles forced, got an interception that they were able to pull off, and an opportunistic Bulldog defense is seemingly gaining confidence with each series.
Absolutely, and like Coach Bullock talked about in the pregame show, and the offense hasn't had what he would consider a breakout game. They've racked up some points and had a couple of close losses, but a couple of take back a couple of decisions. Him again, and this time he's going to be thrown for a loss all the way back to his own 40. The loss of 4 on the first down play as they go right back to the well with the same exact play and not the same exact result. That's what Hyder's going to throw again. It's going to be Timothy to the right side. He's trying to beat his man at the 30. He gets by one guy, knocked out of bounds. They mark it at about the 22-yard line. So great job with the run after the catch by Timothy. And it stops the clock at 2:13 and another Bulldog first down.
And another 18 yards gained on that for the Bulldogs, who are racking up the yards here in the second quarter in a major way. And just can't say enough about the way this Bulldog offense is rolling right now. All the options are available to Nate Lausenizer in the Bulldog offense.
Over the quarterback's head. The ball is loose and the Bulldogs fighting for it. It is at the 30-yard line. I think the Bulldogs may have come up with this fumble with this be huge.
Oh, they sure had 2 guys who had a chance, but I'm not sure.
3rd and 21. I think the Bulldogs can hold him and get the ball back. Coleman's going to look long again. He's going to be hit in the background field and dropped at the 29-yard line. So the Bulldog defense has held. And you wanna vote? There's a snap to Coleman. He is back to pass. He has all day. And that hole quickly closes as he is thrown down for a loss.
Michael
Plaster in on the tackle. Plaster has a big block punt return for a touchdown last week. Wilson shoots through the middle and makes the tackle at the 5-yard line for a loss of 2. Lynn Pearlstein, you can see him sniffing around trying to find a hole in there. He came in and got the running back out of the backfield for a loss of 2 back to the 5-yard line. Bulldogs are going to hold him again. In fact, he loses about a half a yard, so it's going to be 4 seconds off the clock, 4th down, and a goal from the 2. Man in motion. Pullman hands it off to the right side, and he doesn't get it. He is down short of the goal line, and the Bulldogs, avoiding any kind of penalty here, have won of the football game as Pilato comes up with a big stop. Bulldogs are celebrating on the far sidelines, and
let's throw it down to Bob. Bob?
The field. Bob Whitty with Coach Blow is coming. Quinn Pearlstein's going to join us here. And Quinn, let's go to you. Let's go right to you first. What about that last defensive stand there as they're marching down the field? They have 4th and goal. Time's running out of the clock. How does that feel to come up with the stop?
Yeah, one of the biggest things that we've been working on all season as a team is just living in the moment. And going out, we knew the defense was going to have to make a stand. And we went out there and we just looked at the 10 guys around us and we said, you know what? against the world. Play at a time. We know if we can stick to our rules and our team that we can handle whatever they throw at us. So we just came together as a team, trusted the 10 other guys next to us, and it worked out well.
Very well said. And but the defense played a great game. Spent there a little bit in the second half, but hung on high at the end. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
These kids have been working a long time, and special teams were really good again. Which was really an Achilles heel to start the season, but now they're really becoming a strength. And defense was unreal tonight. I mean, we're not supposed to be able to come down here and win, let alone take the top-ranked team and beat them. And so and that tells you how far we've come, how hard these kids have worked. And we get to go back home next week, and we haven't been there in a while. It seems like in a month. And East Valley's coming in for homecoming, and these guys are going to be jacked up. And we're getting everything tested. And these kids are learning how to really grind through. And this was a grind-through win. And it was a character win. And this is the kind of football, Bob, you remember, right, us playing. And, I mean, it's really good quality competition. We're not playing the school of the blind down here.
Come on.
They're back. It was a significant win, 3 years in the making, as Sandpoint celebrated homecoming with a 57-15 throttling of East Valley before a festive crowd on Friday night at Barlow Stadium. Kyle Perry scored 5 touchdowns. 3 different defenders nabbed interceptions, and the Bulldogs served notice that their program is officially back into the upper echelon of the 4A ranks, winning their 3rd consecutive game in impressive fashion.
Let's go, Dogs! Home field, baby! Home field!
Here's Roof up the gut, and he's rolling. He's still on his feet at the 25-27-yard line. So Curtis Roof with a nice carry, and another Bulldog first down after a gain of 12. So 2 blasts right off guard for the Bulldogs. First down. That means the offensive line coming out and hitting people. Heiser hits the snap. He's going to roll to his left, almost falls down. Hits that, throws the ball down the middle. It's going to be caught wide open at the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Matthew Timothy on the catch. The Bulldogs 52-yard touchdown, and this crowd is going crazy. Just like that, the Bulldogs strike, and Timothy had to wait a little bit. He was so far beyond the defense after run. And once he caught it, he just would not be denied because he could have been tackled about the 10 or 12. He just kept dragging the man towards the end zone, and he got in, and the Bulldogs then either pull it to 1 or they go into 2 here. He's going to throw it into the corner. It's going to be caught by McCormick. I believe it is. And the Bulldogs have tied it up. 8. Nice call. Tyler Harris got some room to the outside. He's to the 30, 25, 20, down the sideline. He's all the way and waltzes into the end zone. Tyler Harris, 37-yard touchdown run, and the Bulldogs, for the first time tonight, lead this football game. What a block by Kyle Perry, kicking his man to the outside. Harris goes inside it, then the receivers on the outside just horrible wall. And by the time Harris got towards the hash mark, you could see there was nobody going to catch him. And he is got such great football sense that he isn't just get the ball and run as fast as he can. No, he did it first, and he slowed down, looked for his block to do with the kicked outside at the perfect time. Rumble 37 yards. Cena Harris, obviously goes both ways. Part-time is in there at tailback for the Bulldogs.
What a backfield. Perry at fullback and Pilot Harris at tailback. Ouch.
The Bulldogs are pretty deep in that running back position too. So the defense really stood up in those last 2 possessions. Absolutely. The momentum has definitely shifted. You can feel it in the crowd. You can see it on the players. The Bulldogs can keep away from those
15-yard penalties.
15-yard penalties. They will do great in this football game. Nice with the ball for a quarter. Here's a snap to the new quarterback. He's back to pass. Heaves the ball up in the air. It is picked off at the 37-yard line. So he comes up with an interception, and the Bulldogs have the football. Yeah, David Norris playing perfectly. Rolled right into that, made the pick, then was tackled by the intended receiver. And the new quarterback, bad result, that pass never should have been thrown. Stewart to his right. Bulldogs showing blitz. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and it's going to go nowhere. Carlos Collado in on the tackle. They have lost a couple. Great play by Collado. Just love watching this kid play. He's just Clayton with the ball. He drops back. He throws. It's picked off at the 35-yard line, and the Bulldogs have the ball right back. It is picked off by Caleb Merrill. Went up and brought it down.
I don't know who he was trying to throw it to, but Merrill was wide open.
Connor back to pass on third. He's in the end zone. He's trying to run. There's a flag. He finally throws it. It's picked off at the 25 and down at the 20. Number 41 for the Bulldogs, and that's John-Luke Albertson. Albertson coming up with the interception, his first one of the year here on senior night.
I'll take your passion. Is that all you got?
Going to pitch it to Perry, who's going to cut it back and into the end zone for the touchdown. Yet another touchdown for Kyle Perry, and the Bulldogs are up 21-8. Showing blitz, they bring a couple. It's going to be Connor trying to get to the outside. He has nowhere to go as Quinn Pearlstein keeps carrying him back and finally blow the whistle.
Yeah, they tried to run the option, and the Bulldogs had it snuffed out again. In this second quarter, the Bulldogs woke up at some point because, man, 3 interceptions and no yards of rushing in the second quarter for East Valley. Graham drops back to pass. He wants a big play. He throws deep down the sidelines, and it is broken up and incomplete. Nice defensive play by the Bulldogs defender. Bolt Nagel was in perfect position, and there was absolutely no chance for the receiver to get through with this ball.
Just Perry left side. Perry looking for a hole, and he's got one. He's at the 40, 35, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Kyle Perry, 55 yards on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. The Bulldogs are blowing it open.
Yeah, and all that Swift thing did was keep Perry from running an 80-yarder. Even from the 55. So he hit the hole like a jet, and there was nobody who was going to catch him. He's going to run East Valley. Nobody would stop him.
As we pointed out back in the first half, that East Valley, all of their skill players go both ways, and a lot of the Bulldogs don't. And the Bulldogs are in tremendous shape with the new rebuilt weight program. We'll see how that plays out here in the second half.
Yeah, the physicality shows, and it especially starts to show late second quarter, middle third quarter, and it's really been apparent over the last 2 or 3 weeks, even against some of the bigger opponents that they play.
Ran back to pass, play action again. He's going to be hit and dropped by Tyler Harris back at the 40, a loss of 9 yards. Regardless, a great play by Tyler Harris, was also our homecoming king. Is there anything the guy can't do?
Was he out here painting the field? I probably was in the middle of the night painting the field in rain.
Ram back to pass. Throws off to his left side. It's going to be a short gain, maybe 2 yards. the entire Bulldog defense in on the tackle.
Literally, the entire Bulldog defense. And their first for the Bulldogs, snuffing out and then blowing up the wide receiver screen was Sandpoint 98, Jeffrey Tappan. So no go there on the wide receiver screen. Tappan doing a great job winning that 1-yard gain.
Yeah, great job by Jeffrey there. First ball pitching it out to number 5, that is Harris. Harris to the outside, breaks the tackle, 40, cuts it back in, breaks the tackle at the 20, down to the 15-yard line as Tyler Harris with another big run for the Bulldogs. He loses the ball at the end of the play, but the official has already indicated that Sandpoint has jumped on it. What a play by Harris. Fumble was actually recovered by Wyatt McCormick-Cox, so a heads-up play there by Wyatt. The Bulldogs are going to have a first down around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I think Wyatt McCormick-Cox caused the fumble as well because he ran right into Harris. Harris kind of...
21, Hausenheiser back to pass. He's looking in the end zone and thrown it. Is caught at the 5-yard line instead. Still on his feet down to about the 3-yard line. Bulldogs come up with a big play on 3rd and 19. Hausenheiser back to pass. He's looking deep. He's throwing deep. He's completing it at the 5-yard line. Touchdown Bulldogs. So they're taken down at the 1-yard line. Wyatt McCormick-Cox with a great catch.
No kidding, because the defensive back jumped up and tried to swat it away. Fox kept his concentration, caught it. The pass was threaded perfectly, and first and goal from the 1. Wow.
He's going to hand it off to Perry, left side. He dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are not only ruling, but romping right now over East Alabama.
Yeah, it's the kind of games you like to have for your homecoming. The Bulldogs have been playing some much larger school opponents all season. And similar-sized school, and they've beaten us several times over the years, so the Bulldogs are going to beat down here tonight. For tonight has been out of the shotgun. Ram takes it, play action pass, rolls to his right. He's going to be hit and dropped back at the 10-yard line by a trio of Bulldogs. Quinn Pearlstein being one of those. Also in on the initial hit was Logan Magro. The Bulldogs doing a great job of wrapping.
Yeah, and I was watching the secondary. There was no place for him to throw the ball. Literally, he had absolutely no shot.
Hunter takes the snap at his goal line, gets off a low wobbly kick, but it takes a nice bounce. It is taken there by the Bulldogs. There's going to be a flag on the play, and the return down is Raven Smith. He takes it down inside the 25-yard line, but we'll see if it's a hold or a clip against Sandpoint.
They're going to call that a clip, and boy, that was, I don't know, that was close. That was close.
North pitching it out to Perry. Perry left side. Perry cutting it back to the middle and into the end zone. 14-yard touchdown romp for Kyle Perry. Talk about romp. Bulldogs up 42-8.
Perry scored 4 straight touchdowns, and the Bulldogs are on a 42-0 run right now.
Here in the fourth quarter, it's going to be a run to the left side. There's nowhere to go on first down. In on the tackle for the Bulldogs is Paul Sundquist. And they may have lost the yard. They're going to say he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. The 2nd and 10 from the fourth. Rams, the quarterback, almost loses the snap and he gets dropped. And in on the tackle is Troy Mitten for the Bulldogs, another senior having another big defensive game. And just failed him, and actually East Valley's lucky that's just a bigger loss. That snap almost went off the hand of the quarterback. 13 at their own 37. The crowd chanting defense. That's already 43-8. Back to pass is Ram. He's under pressure, breaks the tackle, but he's not going to break the tackle sandwich. As a Plaster and another Bulldog do sandwich him. It is Plaster and Pearlstein. in on the tackle, and Connor Ram gets up very, very gingerly.
Yeah, I think he's asking for his backup again.
He's walking sideways. This is first as a quarterback. He's going to throw down the middle, caught at the 30-yard line. It's Jake Tennessee. He is tripped up and down at the 2. And that's where to say he will be down at about the 3-yard line. So a picture-perfect pass from David Norris to Jake Timothy. Big gain. Bulldogs first and goal.
55 yards. And wow, that was a laser.
First pass at the quarterback for the Bulldogs, and it was on the money. Jake Timothy thought he was making it to the house, got tripped up from behind, tried to keep his balance from about the 10-yard line, finally fell down at the 3, they call it.
Defensively, especially in the second and third quarter, and then offense here in the third. It's just this is what the Bulldogs can do, and they put it all together, and it's pretty impressive.
To pitch it out to Perry. Perry gets the outside on the left side. He's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Kyle Perry has got to be on a pace to break the all-time Bulldog touchdown record. I don't know what it is, but we're going to look at that. Ram going to take the handoff, and he's going to go down again as he is sacked by Sam Johnson in the backfield. Connor Ram's got to be thinking, great call, Coach.
Yeah. Can we give it to someone else, please?
Ram takes the snap. He's going to keep it to the right side. He's looking outside, and he's looking to be tackled right at midfield, so he loses a handful of yards on fourth down. Sundquist coming in with another big tackle, and Hall's also having an outstanding defensive game. Bulldogs take over on down, and I think, a couple of weeks, Coach Bloa hasn't picked out who we're going to interview at the postgame show, so I did. A couple of weeks ago, he grabbed some players before I could even get there because he wants those guys to be on interview. He intends to do that tonight. I think he's going to have a tough time picking out because there are so many outstanding players tonight for the Bulldogs. Norris back to pass on second down. He's got a man wide open at the 22, and he is going to waltz into the end zone. It is Malcolm Timothy with the catch. A 45-yard touchdown pass from Damon Norris, who is now counting the stat page with the 2 passes he's thrown, both for huge gains and another Bulldog touchdown.
And some nice defense there by Matt Knox, who was running stride for stride with the receiver.
Matt Knox has made 2 nice plays here in the fourth quarter, and he's a senior, and he must have a lot of friends and family here. Every time the PA guy says his name, the crowd goes crazy. Matt Knox. Barry Youngdahl, I believe, is our quarterback right now, number 13. He is a junior. He's going to pitch it out to Roof on the left side, and he's got a gain up to about the 41-yard line. And here's a pitch out to 36. That is Colton Muldoon.
Nice run. And it was total domination for the Bulldogs after about the midpoint of the first quarter. For East Valley, 25 pass attempts for a grand total of 79 yards. That included 3 interceptions. And they were able to run for 103 yards, 182 total yards of offense. The Bulldog defense doing it again tonight. And much of the second half yardage that they were able to come up with that first quarter was pretty much after the game had been well decided. For Sandpoint, 474 yards of offense, 298 yards on the ground, much of that in that third quarter where they had 150 and then 176 yards of passing on 7 pass attempts, just 4 completions of 51, 35, 55, and 45 yards. And David Norris 2 for 2 for about 110 yards of that 176. So it was an interesting night for the Bulldogs.
Billy Weber's with us, number 71. Billy, congratulations, a big homecoming win. What does it mean to you?
It means so much. We worked all off season. We train in the weight room every day. It feels good to finally see what the fifth came together tonight. It's nice.
executed. We talked about it at halftime because, we're up 19-14 against Post Falls and let them back. We're up 21-7 Lewis and let them back. We're up 21-0 in Mount Spokane and let them back. Tonight, we didn't let them back. But, I think what we really got to sit back and look is 2 years ago, we played East Valley here. They could have scored 100 points on them. And there was such a huge difference between where we were at and where they were at. Now, we started grinding, and the kids alluded to it. We haven't stopped working. And what you're seeing is the transition of how we're catching and passing people because of how we do things. It's really a tip of the hat to these kids. These kids, there were 50 to 60 kids every day in the weight room. Now, we couldn't get 5 kids to show up. And these kids have bought in. This is what it looks like when you buy in. You've been around a long time, Bob. You've seen a lot of football, and you're seeing football that reminds you from some bygone years. And it's because of, the community needs to understand is what happens when there isn't a program for kids to really take full advantage. There's a program where these kids can take advantage, and that's what they're doing, and they're seeing this on the field. This is not a mistake. When you're watching Kyle Perry and Carlos and Quinn Pearlstein and Tyler Harris, you're seeing young men who were boys 2 years ago who have turned themselves into young men. And, again, if we didn't do what we do, we're probably still going to lose to teams like East Valley. Now we're probably going to lose another opponent because they're not going to want to play. But, we're here to compete, and we're here to go after the best teams in the Northwest. That's where we're going. And that's the kind of football that town appreciates. That's what the kind of football that these kids deserve. They deserve our best shot to develop them so that they can play like it. And that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are pretty psyched for this game. I think the crowd is psyched for this game, and I think you and I are psyched for this game.
Oh, there's no doubt about that because for this team right now, you get a win here, you've got Lethbridge next week, then you think about hosting a playoff game, and, it's all there in front of you. And, one of the things that Coach said was something that we had talked about in our pregame get-together at dinner was, come out, put the whistle them early, don't give them a chance to hang around. I think the last thing anyone around here wants to see is a close game in the second half.
Absolutely.
There were some amazing numbers to behold on Friday night at Barlow Stadium. The Bulldogs rushed for more than 500 yards while holding the Bears to just 8.
It is a great tribute to David Lyon and retiring his number 64, which I did notice there that Carlos Collado is wearing 64 tonight with the says Lyon on the back. So look forward to that ceremony coming up at halftime. But here comes our kickoff.
Both teams combined for 47 points in the third quarter alone, and Tyler Harris scored on touchdowns of 73 and 86 yards. But the only number that really mattered, the number everyone will remember years from now, was 64, as Sandpoint retired the number of former player David Lyon during an emotional halftime ceremony. When it was all said and done, the Bulldogs imposed their will on the Bears, notching a convincing 55-34 win.
It's going to go nowhere as Trujillo is taking it down. So good fun.
Yeah, the triumvirate of Bulldogs, Collado, Harris, and Pearlstein, all simultaneously jumping on the quarterback, number 13 there, old Devin Carcelis.
He takes the snap, hands it off to his intended runner. Trujillo is hit right at the line of scrimmage, probably lost a yard or two.
Yeah, it's been no go for the run game. Gains of 2-0 and the last two -2.
Devin LaCroix in the first one to hit him and just sent him backwards just a second that he was handed the ball. So it's going to be 3rd and 12. From 27, Oppenheiser rolling out, pitches it out to Harris. Harris to the right side, breaks the tackle, beats her down the sidelines, and he's going to go all the way for the Bulldogs. Touchdown, senior Tyler Harris, and the Bulldogs are up 6-0.
63 yards, and that puts the Bulldogs to almost 130 in the quarter on the ground. And Bob, that's what we, that's what we called for. Some good old-fashioned run it down their throat football, and that time it was run it threw them in a way as Harris took the pitch, had a great wall to the outside, and then just outran everybody.
Tyler Harris showing why he's giving the nod at the running back with Perry in the backfield as his partner. Of course, Roop is out hurt. Tyler Harris just too good to keep him only on defense, because as he showed there, that guy not only does he hit as a great linebacker, but he has got wheels. And he got down to the sideline and just took off, and it was no touching him. 6-0. PAT. Snap is high, but it's down. It's going to be a fake, and it's going to be Pearlstein rolling to his right, heading to the end zone, and I believe he got inside the cone. He did. Clint Pearlstein, the 2-point conversion for the Bulldogs, and it is Sandpoint 8, Bosco nothing. We'll be back with your kickoff after this. Mark Allen, the quarterback for the Bears. Quick pass out to Robertson to the right side, and no gain, maybe a loss of a 2 or 3. Hit on the tackle for the Bulldogs. John Luke Albertson, and Chris, he's had a big game.
He just fought through the block and said, I don't think so, and an excellent job, and it was a complete pass for -1 yard.
Mark Allen takes the snap out of the shotgun. He's looking. Guy's still looking. Now he's rolling. He's about to go down, and he does. Back at about the 17-yard line. 3 seconds left in the quarter. Stops the clock as he gets out of bounds.
Wow, he took off the run, and Michael Plaster just ran him down from behind.
Put the pressure!
Markellen back to pass. He's looking deep. He's throwing deep, and it is broken up. And incomplete by Gavin North. Did a sensational job as a safety to break up what would have been a big gain for the Bears, and that's the end of the first quarter. It's 10.8.
Bears are going to get anything done in this game tonight. They're going to have to do it on the arm of Devin Cartell, because they have 5 yards negative rushing on 5 attempts in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think, their line and our line, both sides of the ball just do not match. So they got a couple of big guys, but so far we've been dominating the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, to continue that team, have 129 rushing in the first quarter.
Lautenheiser's going to roll to his right, looking to throw. He's looking deep. He's throwing deep. He's got a man wide open, and Ryan McCormick makes the catch and rumbles into the end zone. And a 51-yard touchdown strike from Nate Lautenheiser, and the Bulldogs are up 14-0.
Well, all those short passes totally set the Bosco defensive back up. Little lift to that side, stutter step by McCormick, and it was over. The only question was, could McCormick run under the ball that was headed his way? He was able to do it, secure it, and just like that, the Bulldogs are up 2 scores.
One man in his backfield trips out to the right. He hands it to that one man who's got a nice hole, but he cuts sideways where he is hit and dropped at the line of scrimmage, maybe losing a yard. Had he just kept going straight, he would have had a big gain, but tried to get a little fancy. It was Jacob Trujillo. Give him a gain of about a half a yard.
I think he figured he'd rather have Pearlstein take him from the side than ram him head on.
Markellen's going to keep it to the right side, and he's going to get nowhere as he is run out of bounds on a nice open field tackle by Colton Engel, who's also having a good season.
Yeah, Engel took the right angle on that one, on the quarterback, and ran him right out of bounds.
Here's the pitch out to Perry. Perry cuts back to 30, 35 to the 40. Still on his feet at the 50, 45, 40. Getting down the sideline to the 25. Breaks the tackle and rumbles into the end zone. Because that was one of those. That wasn't one of those breakthrough and then you're off to the races. He was breaking tackles all the way down to the 10-yard line. That was sensational.
He was, and he ran through a couple of guys, ran over a guy, ran away from 2 more.
Rolling to his right is Lautenheiser. He pitches it out to Perry. Perry looking for a hole. He's got a good yardage down the sidelines all the way into Bear territory to about the 35-yard line, and a Bulldog first down.
They are. They're running it at him. They're running it through him. They're running around it. And I think this timeout.
Rolling to his right is Lautenheiser. Picks it out to Presser. Presser trying to get to the outside and runs over a man inside the 10. They're going to say no, he stepped out of bounds at about the 13. Back with Perry. It's going to be a rollout. Lautenheiser's going to keep it, bounces across the middle, and gets across the goal line for a Bulldog touchdown. Jay Lautenheiser on the keeper, and the Bulldogs are up 21-7. In just a second, this plaster is set to kick off, and it's going to be a squibber to hit the lineman at midfield. The Bulldogs can recover this. Somebody runs right over it.
I think the Bulldogs have it. I think they did grab it.
And the Bulldogs do have it. Takes the snap. Gives that quick pass out to A.G. trying to shake somebody. He's going backwards. He's all the way back. And it's going to be down at about the 2-yard line.
Boy, Bulldogs need a timeout right now. Somebody needs to call it. Hello is on the field trying to get somebody. Staying outside.
Lautenheiser over center. He's going to roll to his right. Has plenty of time. He throws high and it's caught at the 21-yard line. Taken in by Matthew Timothy there. The clock continues to run. 34 seconds. This is a decent kicker too, so see if he can get this down. It'll be a 31-yard field goal. The snap is down. The kick is up. It looks good from here, and it is. Great job by Michael Plaster to punch it through at Sandpoint 25. Oslo 7. We'll keep it right here. Begin the second half, and it's Tyler Harris taking it to 15, looking for a block. He's up across the 30, 35, breaks through the pass, and it's going to go all the way. Tyler Harris with a kick return for the Bulldogs, who are up big time. 80 yards right on the money, and he just ran right up the middle with the scrum, and then the feet started. He turned on the jet, and it was over. 31-7. PAT pending. He is the best maybe I've ever seen here in Sandpoint, and letting his block set up on a kick return and just knowing with a right precise second to turn on the afterburners, and the Bears didn't have a chance. All of a sudden, he was just gone. Very reminiscent of the Seahawks Super Bowl game a year ago.
Kick return, and when you talk about Harris and his kick returning abilities, and you think back to the Dallas Spielmans and the Caleb Bowman and some of the guys that return kicks over the years, that's saying something.
First and 10, the Bulldogs go right up the middle with Presser, and he's got a big yardage across the 30 down to the 25. And what a strong little guy he is. He gets to the about the 22-yard line, and another Bulldog first down. Great run for Sandpoint's number 33, Tyler Presser. Get into the end zone. Lautenheiser rolling to his right. He's looking. He's throwing. It is caught at the 11-yard line by Matthew Timothy. He's down to the 6 for a Bulldog first down. With the ball, he's going to hand it off to Perry. Perry with a bit of a hole, a spin. He's hit right at the goal line, and he is in. 3-yard run. That was all Kyle Perry, and another touchdown for the Sandpoint Bulldogs. He's just going to drop back to pass, and now under a little bit of pressure, he's wrapped up as he throws it away. It's off. It's off at the 30 and return for a touchdown. Number 15, Troy Mitten with the pick 6 for the Bulldogs. Going to be a reverse to Matthew Timothy. He's at the 40, 45, 50. 45 comes back at the 40. Still on his feet to the 36-yard line. Big play for the Bulldogs. First down into hostile territory. What a tackles. Here's Perry. Finds a hole. Cuts back at the 25, 20 to the 10, 5. He's in. Touchdown. 47-yard run from Kyle Perry. And the Bulldogs are up 51-27. Going to be Perry left side. He slips a little bit. He slips again, but he cuts back across the middle. He's across midfield. 45, 40. Caught from the side down to the 32-yard line. A huge run for Kyle Perry, who actually slipped twice in that run, but didn't go down. Somehow kept his footing. Comes up with a big gain for the Bulldogs. First down. Back to pass, Heiser. He's looking right. He's throwing deep into the end zone. It is caught for a Bulldog touchdown by Kyle Perry. Great pass for Heiser and would be a 45-yard field goal, and it might make it. It's good! 45-yard field goal for Mike Plaster. Oh, he thought the Bulldogs were just positioning themselves, and he made it. That's outstanding. 7:06 to play into the ball game. 55-34. Sandpoint back with the kickoff after this. Bulldogs and a decent yardage. A first down and across the middle inside of Bear territory is the number 36 Colton Muldoon.
Yeah, nice little about 19-yard gain there for Muldoon.
On the ground, 2003.
Starts and ends with the Hogs, right?
Hogs! You know! Lions!
Big Mike in his field goal.
Yeah!
Two field goals. Let's hear it for Mike.
Hey, Captain Lion! Hey, Captain Lion! Go, Captain Lion! Go, Captain Lion!
Master, I feel them. Y'all ready? They ready? Well, come on, come on. They ready? We ready? We ready? Come on, we ready? We ready? Roll red ball, roll red ball, roll red ball, roll red ball. We ready? We ready? Come on, we ready? Coming through the left, step in the way, multiple shots are going through.
Playmakers make plays, or so it's been said. Sandpoint did just that on Friday night, scoring 4 touchdowns over 70 yards in the first half, dispatching Century to the tune of 56-7 in a 4A state playoff opener at Barlow Stadium. Junior running back Kyle Perry eclipsed 200 yards rushing for the 3rd consecutive game. Tyler Harris added 4 touchdowns and Wyatt McCormick 2, as the 3 main offensive players ran wild against a clearly overmatched defense.
That's right, 4A first-round playoffs here on KSPT. Quarterback the entire season. He's going to hand it off to Perry, off the left tackle. He breaks the tackle across the 35-40. He's across midfield, the 45-40. One man to beat, and he's going to beat him. He goes all the way. First play from scrimmage, a 70-yard touchdown run for junior number 44, Kyle Perry. The Bulldogs are up 6-0. Chris, what a great block he got with great patience by Perry. Then it was off to the races.
Yeah, a couple of guys had a chance at him, and Perry slacking. Last week put 78 on his first carry.
Here in the first quarter, 3rd down and 8. Balling's rolling to his right. Rolling. It is picked off by Tyler Harris at the 41-yard line. Harris had a line on that all the way as he cut in front of Matt Hicks for the interception, and the Bulldogs back to pass is Rawlings. He's looking deep. He's throwing deep, and he's intercepted deep. Taken by Norris at the Bulldog 45-yard line. Second Bulldog interception. David Norris. And it's going to be a run up the middle on 2nd and 3, and a lot more than 3, more like 30, as it gets down to the 25-yard line. Kyle Perry would look more like a rugby scrum just in the middle, surrounded by his offensive line, who just kept plowing their way down the field. Big play for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 Bulldogs at their own 25. Here's the pitch out to Tyler Harris. He's looking for a block. He gets it up to 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Tyler Harris, 25-yard touchdown run for the Bulldogs. He got out. That's a pitch got out to the right side. Needed one block from his wide receiver. He got it, and he was gone.
Beautifully done, and again, you talked about it, the blocking on the near side for the Bulldogs. I think it was Matt Timothy got just enough, and there was once he made that block, there was a hole you or I could have run through.
Time for a gain of nothing.
Blaster.
Michael Plaster in on the tackle, wrapping up number 36, Alex Dahlquist, who got the ball, ran a few yards sideways, and Plaster, big number 85, just wrapped his paws around him, and Dahlquist has nowhere to go. Rawlings back to pass. Bulldogs bring the blitz, and it's Quinn Pearl's team on the sack of Rawlings all the way back at the 25-yard line. It's going to be 4th and forever. Diamondbacks showing blitz once again, and they bring it. Laustenheiser rolls to his right. He pitches out to Perry.